Yeah.
That there's a lot of people give a lot of hype to someone who's like, if he's well, even if it's a hit, you're just gonna wonder where he's at later. It's not. There's no substantial like he's not sustaining himself like continuously. It's like, oh, that was a dope song. Yeah, where's that person now though? That's why they have those in VH1s, you know. One hit
Well,
wonders,
when it comes to that part of it, it's like you gotta. There's a lot of different paradigms, you know, that come along with that, you know, because you never know what that artist experienced over at the record company that made them want to either turn Christian all of a sudden, like Mace and Reverend Run and guys like that. You know, you never know what they experienced. So I can speak for myself in that once I got to a high level in the early 90s, there were certain things the industry was asking me to do if I wanted to continue my climb to the top even further. And let's just put it to you like this, is Mellow Man Ace don't suck no dick, figuratively, literally, or any kind of lee. You see what I'm saying? So when you come across these types of things, you got a choice to make. And sometimes people go, fuck this, I'm leaving, like I did. I left a lot of money on the table. I left $500,000 on my third album with Capitol Records on the table because they wanted me to keep regurgitating Mentirosa type records. Now, when you walk away from something like that, it leaves a big dent in your pocket, and it also leaves your fans confused, thinking like, oh shit, he just came and went. Meanwhile, they don't understand what happened behind the scenes that they never saw, you see? So for me, the record company said, if you leave us, you're gonna die. Basically, you're gonna go into oblivion and, you know, nobody will hear from you. In a sense, that's true because you won't hear my releases, my new albums on Power 106 per se, or mainstream media, because we both know that's a pay-to-play situation where things are just ugly and payola scams that take place and things like that. So then you get to a point where you're floating in a place that you can control your popularity, and you even know your consumers on a name-by-name basis. You know who buys your records because their name is attached to the email of the purchase. And I like it like that. I kind of like that place where I can control and be selective on what I do and what I don't do, what shows I take on, and things of that nature. So you have to understand all those things when you're talking about people who come and go and disappear. Because as for me, I was able to turn it into a business. And even when days were ugly, months were slow or whatever, I never gave up on my music, you know. And I have a legacy of a certain type of esteem that the people hold me on, you know what I mean? Like, especially the Latino people. They expect me to stay doing shows and coming out, supporting the next guy and doing these things. So when you say Godfather, that's really what it entails. It's like showing apoyo to other people at the same time. It's not just about me. Like if I get a record, a lot of kids will send me their record on Facebook or social media. Yo, can you tell us what you think? You know, do you want to bust with me and all these other things? I listen to everything. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's horrible. But I listen to everything, and I've made it my point to always do that, because now I can always stay fresh on what's going on and keep my styles evolving, keep myself evolving, always keeping like a younger generation also knowing my name, you see? So it's a lot of different paradigms and a lot of paradoxes and Pandora's boxes and all these things that you flip open when you ask that question, and a lot of people just look at it on a simple surface basis because they just do. That's just the way we're programmed to think.
Yeah, because when people don't know what's behind the scenes of, like, as a record label, how an artist is taken, you know, because you can put in so much work and they just keep you like on the shelf for a while. And you're like, man, I'm hot right now though. Yeah. I need to get my stuff out there. Sure. They need to hear my stuff now.
I went through that too on the transition between my first album, Escape from Havana, to my second album, The Brother with Two Tongues. And I really learned who my friends were right there. My man, my DJ that I brought up with me, Julio G, he abandoned my ship in that time period when I was still trying to get my contract right for second release, he wanted to hurry up because he knew I was his bread and butter, you know what I'm saying? So he jumped ship and goes with Rico Suave, Javardo at that time. And so you learn a lot about who's with you and who's not in that period. It's a very scary place to be.
I figure like right now I'm getting like a lot of gente that buy my stuff from Japan. You know?
Oh yeah, your brand of music, your genre of music is huge in Japan. The whole Rasa culture has been jacked and plagiarized in Japan.
Yeah,
You know
and it seems like they don't burn it.
Gravitated to
They
it.
don't burn it. I got a dude who bought 10 CDs at one shot.
Sure.
I was like, they said, you know, like, I always say, like, give you like 2 weeks for them to receive it, to listen to it, and then connect with them. I always connect with them right away. Like, you know what? Thank you for the purchase. When you receive the CD, send me an email back. Let me know what you think about it. And thank you for purchasing the 10 that you bought.
Right, because you're hands-on.
And there was been a couple where I got the same email, the same person who bought the first, second, and third album. So I was like,
Sure.
I love the support, you know?
That's right.
And then
and that's where the business is going.
Yeah.
The one-on-one, personalized, conversations like that with your consumer.
Yeah.
That's where it's going. You know, to lure people in to also buy your music, is great to have a verbal conversation or some type of email exchange with them, you know, because now they feel a personal connection and it's not just one where they want to just take your music and go.
Yeah, I feel that's that important to like keep in contact with them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because once they buy something, they may buy something else.
Yeah.
You know, and they like you because you talk to them, you're personable, you respond to them, and a lot of artists don't take the time to do that.